Hi, everybody. Welcome to my live. Let me know when you come on. And for sure, if you have any questions on either L'BRI or Norwex and you want to know more, put that in the chat. If you've got tips and tricks that you use for either one of them or how much you like them, please put that in the chat as well. Would love to see who's on here and love to see how well this is going to go. So, yep, here, I'm going to turn a light on because I just realized it's kind of dark in here right now. I'll be right back. I'll see if that helps or not. Okay, so I'm going to just start kind of talking in here about the L'BRI products first, because both L'BRI and Norwex are having new products coming out here in August. So new catalogs will get sent out from Norwex to my Norwex customers. If you would like a catalog, I will be ordering some as well once they come out. And I plan to have an open house at some point too, because I'm a try before you buy, if any of you know me, and would love to see you come to the open house and check them out, touch them, feel them. I know some people have some texture issues and they want to know, can I stand to touch this or do I need gloves? Not a lot of my clients have that, but some do. So I respect that. So what I'm going to be kind of talking about first, though, is the L'BRI, alphabetical order. So we have the basic sets. The skincare routine is something that I had tried 8 years ago now, I think, thanks to a client of mine who I saw a huge difference in her skin. That even, regardless of medication or what some people take, it doesn't always sit well in their body, or they have some reaction to other stabilizer or preservative chemicals that are in it. But with L'BRI, and I'm allergic to a lot of things, but with L'BRI, I found that her skin looked amazing after about a month or two. And so all of the eczema that she had been going through and some of the rosacea seemed to have disappeared. Like I hadn't seen her skin that clear, and she was very aware of that and very impressed by it. So I was excited for her. So and she kind of talked about it, and at first I thought, well, she must have had a medication, but she didn't. And then she's like, oh, there's this new skincare I tried, and I thought, oh, okay, a skincare product. Here comes the sales pitch, right? But she gave me some samples, and I was leery to try it because I've broken out from everything. There's some top name out there, distributor only type cosmetic lines that I've tried and I've broken out from, even if it's just the eyeshadow or the face powder especially, or the face creams have just not set well for me. So I was very leery about trying it because I don't like to look like a blistered out alligator for 10 days after I put something on my face. So I was very leery. But I did give it a go again, and just a little part of my face under here, and I did break out. So I tried it again, and it seemed to go really well, and I was very excited about it. So I wanted to share it with other people. So I ended up signing up as a consultant just to see, and at least get the discount, because I was able to get like a, excuse me, a 20% discount. So I thought that's a pretty good deal to get that. That's usually, what I would see or appreciate in a store. So if, and I just found that, okay, it's working for me. I love how soft my face feels. So maybe besides just the cleanser and the freshener and the moisturizer, maybe I try some of the serums. And I really like those. I did not break out from those. I did go online and research, because they're what I like about L'BRI and Norwex is that they're very transparent with their ingredients, and they have product specialists that can answer your questions if you have any questions about it. I like to go online first and plug it into a couple of different pages that have done research on various ingredients. that can tell me how safe is this for human use or animal use, because we did have cats at the time. And if I was going to put a cream on my face or my body, I needed to know that if the cats licked it off, if they were going to get sick or not, or if it was going to be harmful to them. And I was very relieved to find that actually it's safe for humans and animals. So, and it's food grade preservative with L'BRI. It's pharmaceutical grade. And that was important to me because cosmetic grade means it's between 50 and 70% free of bacteria. With pharmaceutical grade, it's over 99% clean. So it means that there's less than 1% possibility of any bacteria being in it. And for me, and working with a lot of people who are immunodeficient, and now having had breast cancer and gone through radiation treatments and taking medication that decreases some of my hormone levels and can possibly affect my immune levels, that was important to me to have a pharmaceutical grade versus a cosmetic grade. So I advise people, whatever cosmetic line or cleaning line or product line that you use, contact the product specialist in that business and find out if it's pharmaceutical grade or if it's cosmetic grade. And then you make the call, because that, again, important to me and a lot of my clients who are immunodeficient or have autoimmune disorders like asthma or rosacea, eczema, psoriasis, any of those types of things. So that was a big thing that sold me on it. And then looking up the ingredients, it is so squeaky clean. It amazed me that how can they produce these products for such a good price, so concentrated, that like me using I have the gentle cleanser. And so this container, because I mark it, I put the date on it when I open it. And my container now, because I use it for traveling, so I use it twice a day, has lasted me, I think it'll be a year in September. So they usually claim 5 to 6 months for this container, but I just use like a pea size amount each time, twice a day. And it lasts me between 8 and 12 months. Then like the next one is the freshener, and these bottles last me about the same. I use a little bit more, and sometimes I go through this a little bit faster. So this is probably 6 to 8 months that I use the freshener, because I also use it on mosquito bites. I use it if I'm washing up and I don't want to just grab the deodorant again. This works pretty good for getting rid of bacterial odors under the armpits. So I use it for that too. So any itchy spots, any dry skin areas, I usually apply the freshener first, because the freshener is used to help absorb the aloe from the other products, because aloe is the #1 ingredient in all of the skincare products for L'BRI. And if you look up your product line, I advise you take a look at it. What is the first ingredient? Lots of times it's water, and that's fine, but aloe is amazing and it helps your body absorb water. So I love the aloe, and it is a high level aloe that is very beneficial for our human biology, and it helps draw water into our bodies. So it helps hold that moisture in. That's why it can work on fine lines and wrinkles, and even some of the darker or the deeper lines that I'm using it for too. Because I'm over 35, collagen decreases after 35, which keeps us from looking wrinkled and saggy. So we need to kind of help our bodies since we're losing collagen. And that's why they do put out a product with collagen. I'll skip to that. They have the Aloe Plus Collagen. Whoops, I gotta learn how to do this on the camera. There we go. It's called the Super Beauty Drink Mix, aloe with collagen. So that helps get in some of the amino acids that help our body to use those to plump up the skin again. And then the products that they have with hyaluronic acid, which is plant derived. It is not, and the retinol A is also plant derived. It is safe for people to use, unlike some of the chemically produced retinol A and hyaluronic acids. These actually are safer because they are from the plant itself as opposed to put through a chemical process. And even processing the aloe, they do it by hand, so there's no chemical process involved, which is very important to Linda, which is the L in L'BRI, and her husband's name Brian, which is the Bri in L'BRI. So if you think of their names, it's easy to say the name L'BRI. It looks like L'BRI, but it's L'BRI. So if you think of Brian's name, it'll be easier to say it. So you can use these products feeling good about them. But again, do your research, check it out. See if you get the same information that I did. Call the company. They have people that actually answer the phone during, I think it's Monday through Friday. They have a customer support line. So if you call during their hours of operation, and it's on every book that's out there, it's online, it's on my website, you will get a human being to talk to, and you can get your questions answered. They are amazing. So, and even Linda or Brian are willing to talk to you if you have questions for them. They are great people. They do this business because they want to help other people have healthy skin, because they've been in skincare product company lines before, but didn't always find them to be as customer friendly. So they did their own company, and they are really, really good to us as consultants, and they're very good with their customers. They have a 60-day guarantee on their products. So even if you're getting down to the last little bit at, getting close to the 60 days since you purchased it, they'll refund your money. They may ask why you're returning it or why you don't like it, because they want to improve it. So if you have a complaint about a product, or you have an undesirable reaction, please contact them, because they want to know so that they can improve the products. I really feel after 27 years, like they know what they're doing. So I'm impressed with them, and I've stayed with the company this long because I like how fresh and clean their products are and how natural they are. They have zero perfume in them, no chemical scents. It is all from the botanicals. So I like that. And that's why, too, it's safe for animals. It's a food grade preservative that they have in it to prevent mold. So it does have a shelf life. And it's about a 1-year shelf life, because they are pure and natural products, and the food grade preservatives only hold for so long because they're food grade. So Mother Nature wants her stuff back after a while. So again, I love the products because they're clean, they work, they feel good to me, and I feel good working for people who are local for me in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and they take good care of us. Some of my favorite products are like the Super Aloe, and that has arnica montana in it. It has menthol and methyl salicylate, which is a topical analgesic as well. So this really helps. It does have, I think, some capsaicin, and they decrease the amount because people were saying how hot it was feeling on their bodies. But this is really good for muscle aches, joint pain. If you're starting to get like a little bit of a headache, and you put a little dab on your finger right by your ear, or your back of your neck is where I usually rub it, or lower back after I've been out digging in a garden or mowing the lawn when it is not super hot out, because this girl does not handle super hot heat. So so my daily routine, I'll go back to that, was the cleanser. Oh, there we go. The gentle cleanser is what I use. They have it for whatever skin types. They even have a skincare typing tool so that you can take a picture. You use your camera on your phone or your laptop to take a picture of your face, which as soon as you go away from the site gets erased. They do not keep it on file, but it'll take a picture, and then it'll advise you need gentle, you need the deep pore, you need the blemishes, you need the acne set. So there's different sets that you can customize to your personal skin. So I use the cleanser, and then I use the freshener, and then I use the moisturizer. But I put this on last. I do use some of the serums. So I use the Maxi-Firm with peptides. This is one of the newer ones that came out last year. So it has the peptides in it to help firm up the skin so that if there are some wrinkles and sagginess, it helps firm it up a little bit for the jowl lines, for the laugh lines, for the frown lines up here that we earn from parenting and working. I do put on the Intense Eye Repair Cream. I use the eye gel in the morning. I didn't bring that out here, but it's a green gel. Both of them have eyebright in it, which is an herb known to help shrink inflamed tissue. And what I have found also is, like for my husband or people who have allergies to pollens in nature, it's really good to put around the eyes before you go outside because it'll kind of keep that swelling down and address it as you start to get things in your eye or around the tissues of your eye. You won't puff up as much. The eye bright helps address it right away and helps your immune system to calm things down. Let's see. So I use the Maxi-Firm with peptides in the morning, and some people just use it all the time. Sorry, I'm on a learning curve. There we go. Maxi-Firm and peptides. The one that I use at night usually is the bakuchiol. And some people call it coochie coochie, that serum, but bakuchiol is the name of it. And it is from a plant. And it does is it helps to take out all of the dead skin cells, which are part of the lines in our faces and in our skin. And it helps to clean up and turn over the dead skin cells so that fresh cells are there and you have a firmer look to the face and the skin areas. So that is what I use. And then after I've let those sink in for a couple of minutes, that's when I then apply 1 pea-size amount to my hand. And same as with the, sorry, that was the cleanser. The cleanser and the moisturizer for the gentle set especially, you put that pea-size amount on your hand, and then I run my other hand under the water, rub it together, and then apply it to my face. Now I don't put, because I have some oily areas, excuse me, on my face, I don't always put the gentle moisturizer all over. I kind of avoid the T-zone, so I don't put it on my forehead where I get some oil there. I don't put it on my nose because that's the oiliest part of the face. And I usually don't put it along the sides of my mouth or under here because this is where I'll break out if I have anything too heavy on it. So, but I do like it on the sides of my face and by the corners of my eyes and that type of thing. So that's what I use that for. And for sure, if you ever want to do an in-person try before you buy skin or face facial or a little spa day, I would be happy to do that for you. Now we do have exfoliators also. One of the new ones, and I really like it, is the Renew Facial Exfoliator. Now this exfoliator has a little bit of granules in it, and it's got kind of it's not drying, but it helps absorb any oils from your face, any dirt and grime that's gotten in some of the creases or into the larger pores. This works amazing, you guys. I really like it. It feels so refreshing after I've used it, and I can put it on, scrub it in right before I jump in the shower. So I do the cleanser, and then I do the exfoliator, and then I jump in the shower and let it rinse off. It feels so good, you guys. I just love it. And I love how soft my skin feels afterwards. Not dried out. It does not feel scratched up. I don't look like, I just had, been in a windstorm or anything like that, like I have from some of the other antiseptic type products that I've used. So I really like that one. So if you have any other questions, or if you have any tips and tricks, if anybody's on here, or if you're seeing the replay, put replay, and then put in there what products you really like. What is the skincare set that you use, and how long have you used it, and what do you really like about it? Because it helps for other people to hear that, from somebody else who's using those products. I know my husband uses the deep pour, which is a kind of an aqua green blue color. He uses that before he shaves. He uses it as the pre-shave, and that helps him get the whiskers off a little bit better, I guess. Um, the aloe jelly is their flagship product. So this is used for all kinds of things. If you are out in the garden and you get scratched up and you have a little bit of a reaction to the grasses, the weeds that you pulled, the flowers that you've been near, this is really good to put on. It actually helps soothe the skin. The aloe sinks in. It is a natural antiseptic, and it will help heal that area much quicker. You want to reapply it every couple of hours. And just like with sunburns, rashes of any kind, if you just want to get a little extra moisture in, because in the wintertime, we get very dry around here. So the aloe jelly is nice to add to whatever. And again, with this, you can put it on straight, or you can put a little dab on your hand and get your other hand wet and then rub it in with that, because it will help absorb that water into your skin. Let's see. Fun in the sun yet, because it is July and we still get exposed to the sun. One of the favorite products, and I use this all over my body. This is the oil-free moisturizer with sunscreen. And this is zinc. It is a non-nano zinc. It is also reef safe. So it's safe to use in the oceans. It will not kill off the coral reef, which is very important, especially when you go to places like Hawaii. They really advertise for that. They really want you to try to take care of the ocean. So this is great on the face. It is non-oily. So you can put it on and you can put makeup over it, but it is an SPF 30, I believe, 32. So it's for UVA and UVB protection, and it works really well. I use it all over my body, and I have not gotten burnt at all the last times I've been in Hawaii or even outside mowing the yard. So you do reapply it every couple of hours, same as like with the aloe jelly. If you have been out in the sun and you feel like you've gotten a little too hot, or you didn't reapply your sunscreen as often as you needed to, that would be a good time to reapply the aloe jelly then. Let's see here. So, the cleaner for L'BRI, and I didn't bring out the spray bottle, but this is the concentrated cleaner. Oh, there we go. So Sparkling Fresh is the name of it, multi-surface cleaner. It's got a nice, beautiful orange citrusy smell. And you put in, there's a line on the bottle that comes with it, but I think it's like 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces, I think, that you use to dilute. And so you want to dilute it. You can use it straight, but it's very concentrated. So one of those bottles will prepare at least 6 of the spray bottles, the 16-ounce spray bottles. So just know that is a great cleaner. I use it for cleaning the countertops. I use it for cleaning some of my dish pans. Like if I'm rinsing grease off of a dish to put it into the dishwasher, I will use the L'BRI first, because it'll cut through the grease, the citrus. I will use it cleaning my sink, my toilet, the bathtub, just even to kind of spritz it in the air to freshen the air a little bit. It just smells good. So I use it for cleaning all kinds of things. Hair brushes, it works great on hair brushes. I use it with my Norwex mop, because there's no fillers in it. I will get my Norwex mop head wet and then spritz it with the L'BRI, just like maybe 2 or 3 squirts, because you don't need much, especially with Norwex. So I have found that to be helpful, and then it doesn't clog up my Norwex fibers because there's no fillers in it. It's just clean and natural. So I think that's what I have so far. If anybody is on and has questions, or if you have questions later, please post them, put replay and then question, whatever you have, and I will check back on this and try to answer your questions as best I can. Or you can just message me, or put it in an email at judyminen@yahoo.com, and I will get to it. Okay, now on to Norwex. So Norwex stands for Norwegian Experience. I love where the words come from. And they developed I think they're on 30 years now is their anniversary, and they will have new products also coming out in August. Like I say, I may do a double bubble open house party since I've already done the singular parties. But this way you can kind of see what the new products are for both L'BRI and Norwex. But their flagship product, I'm going to reach over here and grab it, is the EnviroCloth. So, and all of the cloths come with this handy dandy little tag that tells you what it is. This says EnviroCloth and it says Norwex, and it'll say backlock on it. And backlock, it refers to the silver that is infused into the threads that seems to last forever. So it will, what that means is there is silver infused in here. So when you touch it dry, you don't feel it. It doesn't, you know, you don't know it's there. You don't really, there's no real smell to it. But when you get it wet with warm water, that activates the silver and it starts to clean the cloth itself. So it keeps the cloth smelling fresher. All the products that have backlock in it will say backlock on this little handy dandy tag. Let's see if we can see it on here. Oops. There it is, right above the word Norwex. And they do recycle their cloths. So if you have really old ones and you want to recycle them, please get in touch with me. I haven't had to do that for anybody yet, and I haven't been using them long enough to have to recycle any. Most people have had theirs for over 20 years, and they still pass the swab test for what we use during demonstrations. And I should have gotten that ready to do it today. Maybe I'll do that on another video. But what we do, so I'll just explain it, is I have some raw chicken that I cut up a year ago now, and in my freezer, and I take it out. I let it thaw a little bit before the demo when I do this in the home, and I rub a little bit on a plate. Raw chicken, you guys, so gross. But with this cloth, then we take this cloth, we get it wet with warm water, and then I just wipe over the plate, pressing, of course, a little bit of pressure. And I wipe over the plate to clean it off with this wet cloth. And then I use a swab that is what they use. It's the same grade, probably from the same company that a lot of facilities like nursing homes, hospitals, public schools, any public facility where they're preparing food and they have to check to make sure, are the countertops clean? Are the sinks clean? Are the utilities clean? Like the forks, knives, that type of thing, the plates. So I use that swab and I go over the plate that I'd rubbed the raw chicken on and then wiped it off with this cloth, and it comes out green and clean, you guys. It blew my mind. That's why seeing that demo was why I decided to get into Norwex, because if it can do that, that is amazing, because all you're using is water and this cloth. So that swab comes out green and clean, which means the bacteria, which is actually bigger than protein, because what it's doing is it's measuring for protein, and proteins are much smaller than bacterial molecules. And if it can clean that off, I can tell you that it's taking the bacteria with it. So if protein's gone, so is bacteria. So with this cloth then, what the cool thing about it is there's over 1,800 miles of thread. And these threads in here, these microfiber threads, are 1/200th the width of a hair. So if you think about that, most microfiber cloths can call themselves microfiber because they're 1/6 the width of a hair shaft. So think about 1/200th versus 1/6, and you knit those all together to have 1,800 miles of strands that would stretch from Canada to Mexico, guys. That's a lot of length, a lot of miles. So you put that in here, and when you get it warm, it expands, and then it acts like a vacuum. So anything you're wiping off with that, it's going to pick up and pull into here, and it doesn't put it back down. So I can wipe off my counter and my table, and everything stays in here. It does not go back onto the next surface that I wipe. That was important to me. Because even like with the Lysol wipes or any other chemical wipes that you use, I'm aware of those. I worked in a hospital. This is what we used. But the instructions say, and I have to admit, I never read it thoroughly. I just wiped. But that surface has to stay wet for 4 minutes, which means you have to use more wipes. And you have to keep that surface wet for 4 minutes in order for it to be as effective as it says it is on the label. I didn't know that. Now I know that. So this cloth with just a few wipes takes off the proteins, which means it's also taking out the bacteria because proteins are smaller than bacteria. And then what I do, like for the windows, one of my favorite cloths is the window cloth. And this is really good for shining up anything. I did a demo on my stove that's on, I don't know that I've uploaded it yet, but I think I did a live on Facebook on that. So if you saw that, let me know what you thought. But yeah, so this will say, again, it's got the little tag. So it says window right there, and it says backlock under the Norwex name. So, and they have it in the, this is the Christmas one that they had, the holiday one. I love that. I love holiday stuff. So I have that one, and it kind of came with the sage green. So another cool color. So those two things are their flagship products, and I can see why. They're amazing. And like I said, I've had people talk to me and say, I have a cloth that I bought 20 years ago, and it still passes the clean and green test with the swab. Blows my mind. So if these cloths can last 20 years, that's saving a lot of paper towels. It's saving on a lot of the other cloths that do not self-clean like these do. And I just really appreciate that we're cutting down, we're reducing waste, and we're reusing it, and it doesn't leave lint everywhere. So they do need to be washed a little bit differently. I can't throw them in with linty type clothes, my cotton shirts or cotton towels, that type of thing. I need to wash them separately. And I do like their laundry soap. And I forgot to bring my bag over here for that. So I will have that in another video. That was on my live that I did on Facebook yesterday. So just some of my favorite products. The mattress cleaner was one of the first ones that I really liked and started using. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I have a learning curve. I don't know if you can see that. So it says mattress cleaner and clean bound. Or ocean bound plastic is what they use to make their bottles. So this comes with a sprayer. You can order it with the sprayer or without, depending on if you already have a sprayer and you're using that. But what I do with this to help with my husband's allergies and sensitivities to dust mites and so forth is that once a month, and that's really all I need to do, we wash our sheets once a week. I wash the mattress cover once a month, and I wash the pillows once a month. But in the middle of the month, 2 weeks after I wash them, I spritz down the whole shebang, the pillows, the mattress cover, the mattress itself, with the mattress cleaner, because it will help. It's a biological enzyme. So it will break down any of the dust mites. It'll eat the skin cells that they eat. And because it's their feces that we're usually reacting to or having stuffiness and sinus reaction to, inflammatory reactions to, it'll eat all the skin cells. And then as the bed bugs, or not the bed bugs, the dust mites die, it also eats their bodies. So it is taking out and eating through biologically any biological matter that's there. So I really like that. I think it's really cut down on the dust mite population in our room. From what I've noticed, I don't wake up with the sinus headaches like I used to. I do spray the curtains in our room that are right above our bed and on the other window as well. I spray a little bit around the box spring. So it's just once a month. And one of these bottles will usually last me like 6 to 8 months at the most. But I also spray our couch downstairs, the chair downstairs, the chair out here. If I'm feeling like, okay, I think, when we had pets and stuff here, I would spray the carpets as well every once in a while, just to kind of cut down on whatever they might be bringing to the party. Let's see. The other thing I like is the laundry stain remover. This works really well. It does come with a, what do I want to say, a snap up top. I'll show you on this other bottle. Looks like this. This is the dish soap. So a pop top like that. And you can just put that on any stain that you have on your clothing. You only want to leave it on about 10 minutes because, again, the Norwex products have enzymes in them, and they will break down the organic matter that's causing the smells, the stains. So with that stain remover, you put it on about 10 minutes before you're going to wash the clothes, or 5 minutes. I just put it on, throw it in the washing machine, gather up things as I need to, do a little bit, and then I start the washing mode. It works super well. I do use it on my grandson's football clothes, so all the grass and dirt stains that get into it, it works super well. Let's see. The Sport Zyme is another thing that we use around here, especially with when we've been out hiking and that type of thing. The Sport Zyme is really nice. It comes with this mini trigger, so you can put it in the bottle. It is concentrated, so it does say organic odor removal. So that gets sprayed in their shoes, the helmets, the duffel bags, if I'm not washing them that day. So I'm trying to think of what else. I do use it in the garbage can once in a while, but there's odor eliminator that I use more in the garbage can, and I'll show you that comes concentrated. So I have the right bottle here. Their Forever bottles are really nice. They're frosted glass that you can refill. It's got a protective cover, rubber cover that can come off on the bottom in different colors. I think there's gray, like an aquamarine color, and then the white. So you put I think it's 1.5 ounces of the odor eliminator concentrate in here, and then add the rest water. And then you can get the spray nozzle comes with it. So you can have it do foam, or you can have it do just the straight spray. I prefer the spray most of the time, unless I'm wanting to foam something up and to clean it off. But otherwise, I just use the straight spray. So that the odor eliminator and the Sport Zyme get used a lot around here for our shoes, the garbage cans, the bathrooms, any area that might have kind of a laundry room sometimes if clothes have sat there for a minute. So those are some great products that I reorder. I just love them, and I keep using them. The dish soap has a nice, like a lime smell. Oh, I wish you could smell it. It's going to make me drool. But it smells like a beautiful, fresh lime, and it just works so well on the dishes. It's very concentrated. You do not need much, but it is safe. Like I say, these products are free from, I think it's over like 2,700 different toxic chemicals that are allowed in the U.S. that are not allowed in Norway or Sweden. So they do not have them in their products. They're very clean. So again, safe if you're washing out animal dishes or bedding or utensils that you use to feed your critters with or your family with. That works really well because no residue is going to be on there that's going to harm them in any way. Oven and grill cleaner, I do use that. I like that a lot for like when we're grilling outside. I like to put this on the grill out there and scrub it off. It works so well. That I do use the foamer for, because the foam just sticks better and helps clean it better. The degreaser, picked that up before. This I use a lot. If you saw the demo yesterday, my live on Facebook yesterday, I use the degreaser for that. And it's also got a nice fresh, like lemony citrus smell, because citrus is just known for cutting through grease and so forth anyway, but that works really well. Let's see, stain remover I talked about, oven and grill. The probiotic hard surface cleaner works really well if you have some tough areas that are hard to get um, food particles or dirt particles out, like on your floors. The probiotic will work, it will digest it. So, just like why we take probiotics, it helps um, our gut cleanup. The probiotic in here helps our surfaces clean up. So, for specifically for the hard surfaces, um, another one I have is this is the Biozyme dish soap. So if you've got a lot of deep food stains on your dishes or they're hard to get off, this Biozyme dish soap is really good also, and it also has a nice smell. It's not quite citrusy, but it is a nice clean smell. Let's see. For the laundry, and again, I apologize, I didn't bring my soap up here. Um, the bright and white I use a lot, and even on colored clothes, for colored clothes, it seems to work great. I don't use a full scoop. We have an extra large front loader, and I only use like maybe a fourth of a scoop, which is maybe a tablespoon, maybe a teaspoon and a half. So that's really all I use with that. The Ultrazyme is my dishwasher soap now, and it really does help keep my dishwasher clean. It cleans the dishes really well. I've been really happy with it. And there's a little scooper in here. When I have a lot of dishes in there, or it's like a greasy load from barbecuing outside that I use the oven and grill cleaner to clean the grill with, I'll use like the full scoop. I put a little bit in the pre-wash area and then the rest of the scoop in the other. But I have used like a half a scoop of it when I'm getting down to the bottom, and it cleans just as well. They also have which is there's a rinse aid that can use that works super well also. Oops, there we go. So that I put in the same place you would put any of the rinse aids in. It's amazing. One of my other favorite products that I didn't know I liked was the deodorant, the Lyseer prebiotic deodorant. I feel it works really well. If I have a day where I'm really working hard outside and it's over 90 degrees, I may sweat a little bit more and not be as floral smelling as I'd like to be. But this doesn't really have a floral smell. And it lasts forever. Like I have had this, it's finally getting down there now, but I've had this since August last year, and I use it every day, or every other day at least. It'll last for like 48 hours. So I like this. I'll clean up and put this on at night before I go to bed then. But it just feels good. It's clean. It doesn't clog up the pores. Just like with L'BRI does not clog pores either. It's clean, it's natural. They're all great products, and I love them all. They work well together. I use the body and face cloth from Norwex to wash the cleanser off of my face from L'BRI. And I like the L'BRI, even though you could use the Norwex body and face cloth just on its own. You wouldn't even need the cleanser. But I like the cleansing effect and the softening effect that the L'BRI cleanser has. So I use both together. And again, it doesn't clog up my Norwex cloths because it doesn't have any fillers in it. Let's see, one other cleaning product that I have that I really like is the Power Cleaning Paste. So the Power Cleaning Paste has also kind of a it's again, these are not strong smells because there's nothing, they're all botanical. They don't have any chemical scents in them. But it is really good. I use it for cleaning out my sink. And even when I do the spa day soak with my cloths, which I do like once every month. Some people do it about once every 2 or 3 months is really all you have to do. But every once in a while, just to get all the gunk out of here because it just absorbs so much, instead of just washing it, I put it through a spa day. So I put in a little bit of the UPP, the laundry detergent, about a half a scoop or a fourth of a scoop of the bright and white, a fourth of the scoop of the microfiber cleaner booster that they have, and let it sit in the hot water for about 30 minutes and up to an hour depending on how dirty they are. Then I rinse them out, soak them again if the water's really dirty, and then I kind of go until the water stays clean. Um, but that just refreshes your claws. Um, but I do, so that will clean up my sink too, and it helps clean the pipes along the way because of the enzymes in it. It eats the crap that's sitting in my sink pipe. So I really appreciate that. Otherwise, I do use, for shining things up, I do use that cleaning paste to get that clean. And those containers, you buy it once. I have heard people saying that they bought theirs like 6 to 10 years ago, and it's still full. it's still in there. So just know if you buy it once, you probably won't have to buy it again for several years. It's amazing. And you don't need much to clean it with because it's solid. And what you do when you open it, it'll feel solid and you'll think, well, this doesn't feel like a paste. But what makes it the paste is that you get your EnviroCloth wet, warm water, and you rub it on the top, and then it's a paste on the cloth, and that's how you use it to clean with. So you will use the EnviroCloth or one of the scrubby pads. I'll show you some of the scrub pads here. So my favorite one is the Enviro Scrub. So it's got the scrubby stuff here, and then on the flip side, it has the EnviroCloth. So the EnviroCloth, this is also backlock. So, and it's got the hanging tag. So you want to hang them up after you wash them so that they can dry. And then the backlock, the silver in there, helps clean it. Oops, didn't mean to throw that, not getting violent. Helps clean it so that it doesn't stink as soon. Another one of the cloths that people like, EnviroCloth on one side, scrubby on the other. Again, this is safe for Teflon, but it does a really good job of scrubbing clean. And it's a sponge on the inside, but also infused with backlock. One of my favorite dishcloths that you can put right into your dishwasher, whether you're using Norwex products or not, is this mini mesh dishcloth. This does a really good job of cleaning food off of surfaces. And if you have and it's nylon, so it's naturally not going to attract bacteria. Bacteria doesn't like nylon. It can't live on it. So if you've had a flour mess or something that's a little harder to clean up and it just gunks up your dishcloths, use one of these mesh cloths. The cool thing about this too, for cleaning it, I just throw it in my dishwasher when I do a load of my dishes. So they have the smaller mini size, which I really like. It works for me. And they have a larger size that's about the size of the EnviroCloth, maybe a little bit bigger. So I like those. The other thing I like are the counter cloths that come in this cute little house. It's really cool. So that when you're drying your cloths, after you use it to clean off your counter, and they're about this size. Again, they have the tag. It says backlock, and it'll say kitchen. You can just put it over the top of the little house like this to dry. Isn't that cute? Freaking love that. So they come in different colors too. But I found this to be one of the first things that I bought, and it sits over by my kitchen sink over there. So I really like that. The dust mitt. I love this. You rub it together to get that electrostatic to it. It's a little bit fluffy. And then you just can put it on your hand. You can wipe off your blinds without slicing your fingers off, like that. I use it to wipe down any of the surfaces that I need to dust in my living room or underneath surfaces. If I need to get underneath there, it's just so literally handy. Some of them have a window cloth on the other side and then the fluffy duster mitt on the other side. So they make a variety of solutions for you. This is the small duster. So you can kind of see how big this one is. And the sleeve comes off of here. So when you want to wash it, it just kind of, it just pulls off of here so that you can pull off the duster. It's like a fluffy dust mitt on one side, and then it's fluffier on the other side. And then when you're done washing it, you can just slide it back on, and it fits very nicely. The bigger duster, I can't think what it's called, but it's a lot longer. And this is the one that I like for cleaning my fan blades in my ceiling fan above the kitchen table here. So I just bend it so that it can fit around the blades, and then I can just slide it and clean it without, because I'm short. So that handle really helps. Let's see. And I'll talk a little bit more here. Wanted to keep it under an hour. Um, so the dryer balls, they come 3 in a bag. And I have 4 of them in my dryer right now because I had some extra dryer balls. So I decided to throw an extra one in. It cuts down on the drying time. It helps fluff things up that are in there. And I just really like them. I don't use dryer sheets anymore. I don't have to. If your clothes dry too long or on too high of a heat, they will have some static in them. But for the most part, I just don't have that problem anymore. So, and I like how this is. I like there's no chemicals in it. It just helps the clothes dry better. Okay. Well, I hope some of you have had some benefit from this. If anybody does jump on and see the replay, I would love to hear your feedback. So just let me know if you have any questions or if you'd like me to do a live on something else. I would love to do that for you. All right. Thank you to anyone who sees this. Talk to you later.